Welcome to week 7 of the Christmas Around the World Crochet Along with Bizzy Crochet. This week we are going to be working on our wreath section, and that is going to require you to have, well, you can have whatever you want, but I'm going to be using my off-white color. I'm also going to be using this green tone, and then I will probably throw a few red bows onto wreaths in various spots once we get going. But to begin with, go into one of your corners and we're going to chain 1, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. This is going to be one of our establishing rows. So we're going to single into 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, and single into the 6. You're going to just repeat this going across. Every chain 3 is going to get another chain 3 over the top of it and skip. And every stitch is going to get a single crochet. This is just the last finishing row to last week and getting us ready for week 7. All right, every corner receives a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. I'll meet you back up over here where we join. After we join up over here, we're going to do one more round of regular single crochet. We'll single crochet into each of our singles, and we'll put 3 single crochets into each of our chain 3, the white chain 3s. So the next round is also going to be very, very simple, but on round 84, we're going to start our wreath pattern. And so we're going to have a total of 3 rounds of this white color before we change over to a green. All right, round 82 is done, and you should have 128 single crochets per side. We're moving on to round 83. I've attached with a slip stitch to my first single crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch into my first corner. We're going to single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in there. And then we're going to single in each of the singles, and each of our chain 3 spaces going across is going to get 3 single crochets around the chain. When you finish this round, each side should have a total of 187 stitches per side. Sorry for all the jiggling in the camera. 187 stitches per side after this round. Okay, so here I am putting 3 around my chain 3. So this is what it's going to look like when you work it. You're not going to have any single crochets going around any of the ones from the rows below, just on the white one. All right, finish this round up, slip stitch to the first single crochet. Don't cut off because we have to do one more round in this white. Alrighty, round 83 is completed. You should have 187 stitches going down each side. All right, we are going to go ahead and slip stitch to our corner, and we're going to start the actual process of making our wreaths now. This is going to be done using the Catherine's wheel stitch, and so we're going to be working a variety of fanning throughout this, as well as some fairly large double crochet decreases, but we'll talk about each of those as we get to them. So we're going to start with a chain 6 in our corner, which is going to be our first double crochet, 1, 2, 3, plus a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet in that corner again. We're going to put 4 double crochets into the first single. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll single into 3. Then we want to 7 double crochet. I'm sorry. We have to skip 3 again. I'm sorry. So skip 3 here, single and 3 here, skip 3 here, and then 7 double crochet in the next one. I thought that was a little bit close, but at least we caught it, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skipping 3, we will single into 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and skipping 3, 1, 2, 3, and 7 double crochets into the next. I'm going to do that a total of 18 times, where you are going to skip 3, single in 3, skip 3, and 7 double crochet into the next. So I'm going to actually let you complete those 18 repeats, which will bring you up to the next side, the next corner. When we get over here, I'll come back, we'll work the corner together, and then I'll let you finish this round. Welcome back. I hope that you made it through round 84 okay, even with the changing corners. So we're going to start round 85, and we're going to start in a single crochet corner because we're going to be beginning with double crochets. We will begin with a chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, with a double crochet in that same corner. All right, to get this round going, we are going to double crochet into 2. So 1 and 2. And the next thing that we're going to do is a 4 double crochet cluster, which is going to go like this. Yarn over, pull up, and pull through the first 2. Yarn over, pull up through the first 2. Do this 2 more times, moving into the next stitch every single time. Okay, so we're going to yarn over and pull through all, and then we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. That's also going to count as a double crochet. For the purposes of counting these rows, though, you're not going to be counting each and every individual stitch. We'll be dealing with it based on fans. All right, so we're going to skip the rest of the side of this, and in the next 3 stitches, which are over here on this fan, we're going to single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 3 one more time, and we're going to do that same cluster over the next 7 stitches. So we're basically going to be filling in this whole basin with this green color. So starting with yarning over, pull up, and then pull through 2. Pull up through 2, and there's 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7. And like in all of the other times that we've had to do this similar kind of thing, like with the angels that we did, try not to get too tight because it can very quickly get very snug. Yarn over and pull through, and then chain 3 one more time. And we're going to once again skip this and single crochet into the next 3 across the top of the next fan. 2 and 3. All right, so now we're starting to fill in that space and make our wreath. When we come back through again, we're going to do similar to what we did here on the top of this, which will complete our wreath look. So chain 3, do a 7 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yarn over and pull through all, chain 3, skip the side, and single into the top. All right, so you're going to repeat this all the way over to the other corner. And when you get over here, when you get to this side, because we are working with double crochets on this corner and not single crochets, you're going to do the 7 cluster just like normal once you get to this corner. And we're going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you will single and you'll single and you'll single in the last 3 of the upward motion, and then you'll do a single, chain 3, single in this corner. When we get to this corner, I'll come back and we'll do it together, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that every corner is going to be different again, because, you know, obviously we did 2 double crochet corners and 2 single crochet corners. All right, so keep going across, just keep repeating this till you get over there, and I'll meet you back up over on the other corner so that we'll do it together so it doesn't confuse you. All righty, here we are at the next corner, and I accidentally started before realizing that I needed to come back and talk with you guys. So I'm on my first 2, and then I'm going to continue with number 3 or 4, 5, 6, and 7. Pull through, chain 3, and this is going to act like the top of these fans, so single into 3, and then single, chain 3, single in the corner. Now starting this next side, we are going to, trying to grab my yarn here, single into the first 3, so basically going backwards from the other side, and then now we're going to chain 3 and do our 7 double crochet cluster. Here's 5, there's 6, and 7. Through all, chain 3, and single in the top of the fan. Alrighty, go ahead and continue this across. So the opposite corner on this one is going to be exactly the opposite of what you did before. It's going to be more like how we started out with the first couple. And so when you get over to this side, you're going to, let's see, 4 double crochet cluster over the last 4 here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet cluster, and then you will double crochet into the last 2, and then you'll do a double crochet, chain 3 double crochet in the corner. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and let you finish this up. The rest of the instructions should be simple enough for you. And then I'll meet you back up where we started over here. Slip stitch to the 3rd chain of your chain 6, and then don't cut off because we're going to continue one more round with this. All right, now we're going to move on to round 86, and we're going to do the second portion of our wreaths so that they actually round out and look like wreaths. So this is where we create the wheel of the Catherine's wheel. So we're going to slip stitch into the corner and chain 6 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to double crochet in this corner, and then we are going to double crochet into 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to put a 4 double crochet into the next cluster, which is this right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going to single crochet into the next 3, so that means we're skipping the chain 3 space. We're going right over to our single crochets, and we are single crocheting. All right, so we're creating kind of a down slope here. When I am filling in this next section, we're going to do 7 double crochets, and there's 2 holes that you need to take into account when you're looking at your the base of your wreath. So there's this first one where we pulled all of the loop all the way through all, and then there's the second one where we created that out of making the chain going across. I'm actually going to put all of my 7 double crochets into that second hole, just because I think it makes a more round wreath. You can use whichever one you choose. 5, 6, and 7. The thing is, you're not going to escape. There's a large hole that kind of gets made. You're not really going to escape it, regardless of which. Right here is the hole I'm speaking of. You're not really going to be able to get away from that. So you just use which hole makes you happy. The second one is where I feel like I get the most coverage. All right, going back into the second, putting 7 double crochets. So here we have 4, 5, 6, and 7, skipping and going into the singles and singling in the singles. All right, so that is your mission for this round, is to get 7 double crochets into the second hole of each of the bottom clusters, and the single crochets into the single crochets here. We're not chaining, we're not adding anything extra, we're just jumping from one to the next to create these rounds. It's going to be the next row. We are actually going to be switching back over to our white, which will encase the wreaths in color, and that will also, we'll use that to flatten off the next round. Okay, so go ahead and continue working on this round. I think that you guys have basically the essential idea of how each of the corners are going to work at this point. So I'm going to let you finish this up. Slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the chain 6, and you can cut off when you get to this end. All right, we're moving on to round 87, and we're going to rejoin the white color to the corner, and we are going to join in a single crochet corner again. So don't do one of the ones that has the doubles, do a single. And we're going to join with a chain 6. All right, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And double crochet in the corner. Double crochet into 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do a cluster over the next 4 stitches, so that 4 double crochet cluster. So yarn over, 2, 3, and 4. Pull through all, and we're going to chain 3. Then we'll single into the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and chain 3. And cluster over the next 7. So it's exactly the same as this row here, but we're doing it with the white. What we're doing is filling in all the valleys so that it, the green is completely encased in white. And we are going to do 2 more rows after this white row to get everything nice and straight before we move on. But I'm going to go ahead and let you do this row pretty much by yourself, because we've already basically done this row with that first row of green. So just remember, these valleys get a 7 double crochet cluster with a chain 3, and then the tops of the fans from the row below get 3. Alrighty, okay, I'll see you back stitch to the 3rd chain from the chain 6. All right, I couldn't do it. I had to come back for that corner. So I just wanted to make sure, because when I got over here, I got confused by what I was looking at. So make sure that you do 7 double crochet cluster in that end there, and then you're going to chain 3 like normal, and then single into the last 6. And that, I guess, is what threw me off. So I figured, well, if it's going to throw me off, it might throw you guys off too. So then when you get to the corner, it's just a single, chain 3 and a single. And then single into the first 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you just chain 3 and start your clusters all over again. Alrighty. Okay, good luck. I'll meet you at the beginning. Okay, I have completed round 87. We're going to go ahead and start on round 88 by slip stitching into the corner, chain 1, single, chain 3, and single in that corner space. Okay, now we are going to basically be doing single crochets all the way across. So we're going to single in the first 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put 2 single crochets into this cluster. So we're going to use this first, where we pull it all the way through, and the first chain. And then we're going to put 2 single crochets around that chain space. We will single in 3, 2, 3, and then we will 3 single crochet around this one. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's the end of that repeat. Your repeat is going to be 2 single crochets into the cluster, so into the first one and into the second hole, and then you'll put 2 in the chain space after that. 1 into each of the 3 going across the top, and then 3 going into this last one. All right, so this is going to be another one of those places that's going to be really good for stitch markers. Okay, stitch markers of any kind are going to be your friend in this section of the pattern. Because we're pretty much dealing in a lot of 2s, I would say that if you count ahead and locate the chain that's going to be your 3, that's what I would mark. So just go ahead, if you've got safety pins or if you've got fancy stitch markers, whatever you use. So in the pattern, the repeat is going to be 2 into the cluster, 2 into the chain, 1 in each of these 3, and then there's going to be 3 in this one. So it's going to be every other chain space is actually going to be a 3. So every other. And then honestly, I would mark as many as you can, if not all of them, going all the way across, because then it's going to help you remember that when you get to that chain space, you are going to be putting 3 in that spot. It just helps you be able to whip through your repeat a whole lot faster. And you are going to do this all the way across to the very last cluster. You're going to put 2 in this one, you'll put 2 in this last one, and then you're going to single crochet in the last 7. And so of course, as you turn the corner, things are going to be a little bit different. I mean, not so much, I guess, because we're still going to be doing the 2 single crochets here, and then your repeat is going to start back here with the cluster. And I would mark the same spots that are going to receive 3 on this side as well. all the way around this section of the blanket, I really recommend using stitch markers if you have them. Otherwise, you can just get a piece of yarn of a differing color and, you know, just cut off a little strip and just lightly tie it on there, or however you can attach it, just so you can indicate where your 3 single crochet around the chain is going to happen. All right, because you should have 197 stitches per side when you complete this round. I'm actually going to let this be the end of week 7 video, because the next round, the only thing you're going to do is slip stitch to the corner after you slip stitch to your first single crochet, and you're just going to be putting a single crochet in every single crochet going around. This one, it has a fairly simple repeat. Just pay attention to where you're at in the pattern and mark off which ones are going to get your 3 single crochet around the chain, and you should be good to go. And make sure you have 197 stitches. Thanks so much for working week 7 with me. I will see you in week 8.